You're a fire star. See what you got. Okay. So we're running on a brig. Soldier. Genji. And other. And boom. All right, chat. This is for you as well as Eek. Right now, you can see both comps. We have on a brig, Soldier, Genji, Hazard. They have Orisa, Freya, Tracer on a brig. Where do we want to take our fights? If we're talking poke advantage versus brawl advantage, who has poke advantage, who has brawl advantage? Do we want to fight or do we want to go for backline? Do we want to fight frontline or go for backline? If you guys are EEKKURI in this scenario, based on what they have, you want to fight, go for squishies, or do you want to fight frontline? Eek, what do you think? They have poke. They have poke advantage. Absolutely. I go for backline. Fantastic. So I love that, Eek. Basically, this is the first fight. You already saw a good amount of their team. The second you see this, the faster your brain registers as, okay, Orisa can't access high ground very often. That means their tank is going to be locked in place wherever they are. The second I see this, I would know that this is a higher elo lobby because the Orisa is where she's supposed to be. If I see the Orisa down here, I would instantly be like, okay, this is a really low lobby, right? Because if you're playing Orisa, if you start here, you can't do this. If you start here, you can do that. So right now, your job is, look at this. This is a lot of scary shit. You're not going to be able to brawl this. So my brain should instantly be going, okay, we play for objective value or we look for an isolated target. So here we're looking for something isolated. If there's nothing isolated, we play for objective and we force point. So if card is moving, we're chilling. This is perfectly fine. Card's moving, so we're chilling. Beautiful. We're gonna force a drop. Okay, card's not moving, card is, so now we can look to contest for space. We're gonna go height here. Nice. Okay. Your job right here is to get here and chill. I know you got jabbed. Here, just chill. You're going to see a lot of really good patience from Eek here. Eek, I love seeing this so far. Right now, we talk about, guys, whether or not you can play for fight value or objective value. Here, you're playing up here. You're not going to be able to kill all this. Jabbed and flailed. Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine, Eek. They're doing their job, right? So your job right now is to just keep this cart moving because you're mainly going to be getting your objective value. You're not going to be able to kill 7 here. So you play, and as long as you see the cart still moving, you're doing plenty. You're getting value. This is where patience is so important as a tank player. They're here. Good. They're doing what they should be doing. Cart's still moving. You're still getting value. Okay. Too greedy, too greedy. Too greedy, too greedy. Right there, your Genji is in. He's overextended. Let him die. Keep moving the cart so that it's final fight. Does he just dive backline because Peel is more consistent? He can when the fight is already goes. Yeah, I got punished. And I learned. Yeah. But Eek, I just want to say how proud I am right now because like the night and day difference in terms of like learning that patience and you're not just going in. Freya was 1. It's all good. If you learn patience, you can instantly be at least be decent at tank. Tanking is number 1. The most important thing is patience. I think for DPS, it's target priority. I think for support, it's positioning or coverage and involvement, I guess, technically, if I want to cheat and say that, use my own terms. Then for tanking, it's patience, 100%. Okay. Okay. Why did they nano? After this point, you should just be resetting. The nano was a specimen. Here, I would just reset. Okay. This is a perma avoid. That's a yeah. Don't try to get a trade. The trading, because I'm faster than Brig. Maybe you had a clean disengage there. You could have probably just gotten out and then given the ult charge to your support line. Personally, the trading is fine, but that's if you're kind of already stuck. You weren't stuck, right? You could have very easily disengaged as opposed to leaping in. Number one, trading tends to be a lot better min-maxing if you're already playing a squishy hero because your health pool is smaller, which means you're not really going to give as much. So if you're attacking or defending, it's a whole different thing. Just be careful on always trying to trade, especially because you have to keep in mind how much ult charge you're giving versus they're giving. This unironically ended up being a W trade or even a W attempt, but it wasn't because you picked the right target. It's because their Ana is actually brain dead. Right? This isn't, we talk about this a lot. That's an example of they were so stupid, it gave you value. Ana was dumb. Ana was ridiculous. That was really stupid. That's okay. Your cheekbones are looking fantastic right now. So that's probably, you know, we take those. Okay, we forced read. That's really nice. Here we should just be taking space. Yes, we're going to cart. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very nice. Okay. Good target prio. I would have instantly ulted there, but it's okay. Very nice. Oh, you're hazardous. I would have gone for the insta ult, but it ended up working out. You tank so much damage. Your Brig is actually doing a good job, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that, chat. I know it's hard to tell from main supports sometimes because the value looks a little bit different. I know we're watching from EEK's value, but I've been hearing your Brig, and your Brig is doing a good job. We planted a blade? Okay, good. Yeah, but your Brig is doing a good job. Nice. Oh, unlucky. Okay. Perfect example. So this right here. Okay. Let me put it back a little bit more. Okay. Cassidy's your target. Perfectly fine. Going for Cass. We look. Tracer's doing stuff. Brig is fighting for her life. W, Brig, W, Brig. Check this out. Ready? Tracer dies. What catches our eye, chat? What catches our eye? Orisa. Right? So, would it be correct for me to say, EEK, that you're about to dive this Orisa, because Orisa is threatening your backline. Would that be correct for me to assume that that was the thought process? Would you say that's correct? Okay. Good. Now, this is going to blow your face. Ready? How, in your mind, you have two options. How do you get the bullets or the damage from Orisa to stop damaging your brig? You have two ways of doing that. How do you stop the bullets from hitting your brig? You have two options. Wall it off or body block. Okay, beautiful. That was the mitigation thing. Or go for their back. No, Matt, their backline's way the fuck over there. That's not going to save our brig. How do we stop the damage? So you either body block it, absolutely. So you mitigate it with a wall or body block, beautiful. Or the Orisa dies. This should be your thought process. If you're peeling from your backline, you either stop the incoming damage or you remove the source of the damage. Those are your only two options, right? So can you kill the Orisa? No, body block. Body block, body block, body block. You're literally playing the look at me, not my team. 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 That's all this is. So wall, body block, mitigate. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. The same thing you were doing first point where you were jumping high ground and the cart was moving because you're saying, look at me, look at me. And they're using flay on you. They're using didn't track cooldowns. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself. Thought there was no gold. That's not what I asked you, Eek. This is very important. How do you stop the incoming damage from your Orisa at your brig? Simplify it. Has nothing to do with gold, nothing to do with javelin, nothing to do with cooldowns. But it's simply, you block it, good. That's it. You're overcomplicating it. Block it or kill. That's it. If you are physically stopping the damage from hitting your brig and it's hitting you instead, now it does not matter which cooldown she has. Gold is not going to make her do more or less damage. The reason you went up here is to peel for your backline. How do you peel for your backline? You mitigate the source of damage or you remove the source of damage. We simplify this, and now anytime you're going peeling for backline, your brain should go mitigate or remove, mitigate or remove, mitigate or remove. This makes it easier for your brain to recognize these scenarios, and having to choose between one or the other is way easier on the human mind than having to go, this cooldown, that means I have to do this decision and that. No. Simplify it. It'll make you more consistent. So remove source of damage or mitigate the source of damage. Good. All good. Shit happens. Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at it. The only thing I'm a little silly by forces your wall. Wall this if you're gonna wall anything if you think she's pushing in. But we burn one cooldown. We use another cooldown. And now we don't have anything. I don't mind you diving in or dashing in to get the angle for your ultimate. Perfectly fine. Thank you, Corgis. Have a good day. Have a good day. Thank you. To get the angle, but have one of your two. A good rule of thumb, guys, is, and I know, Eek, I know you're familiar with this because when you're playing, let's say, against a Doomfist or you're playing against a tank, what you can usually do is when they use one of their CDs, that ends up being like an opening for you to then use one of your CDs to make a push, right? It's called a cooldown exchange with between front lines, or it's like they use a cooldown and then you're able to use your ultimate because you know that they have one less cooldown to kind of stop the momentum. And now it's harder for them to stop the momentum. So it's the same thing. If you are going to ult, I want you to always have one of your CDs kind of ready to go, because having something where you can use your ultimate and then follow up with a dive or a leap, or you can follow up with a wall, that's really going to help crank the potency because you have now more outgoing damage. And you're now not reliant on your team for the follow-up because you have enough as a part of your kit to actually get the damage where it needs to go, right? So I don't mind you using one of them to position, right? Let's say you wall someone and then you ult them because they can't get away and then you leap, or you leap to get an angle, use your ultimate. If it's good, then use your wall because it gives you additional damage, maybe some extra CC while you use your primary. So don't use ult if you're down 2 CDs. Try to always have one in the bank. It'll give you a lot more potency, right? Cool. Kind of think of it like in terms of boxing, a jab is good, but a jab and a hook is better. So jab and a hook as opposed to just a jab. See what you got. Shit on. That's so scary, bro. Oh yeah. You're a fire star. Nice, Eek. Come on. There we go, buddy. There we go. Good patience, good patience, good patience. Here comes the rotation. We stop the touch. Yeah, Ana first. Good. Nice. Good break on the LOS. The shield on Orisa is so much better than Javelin. I don't know why people are like, the Javelin. I'm like, fuck the Javelin, dude. You get an extra core cooldown if you pick the shield. Really nicely done. Good patience there, Eek. Good patience. Okay. I love the proactive. We're just scouting. Nice and patient. The stagger is not very valuable here, so be careful how much you're trading. Okay, that's fine. We took a corner. I honestly like the jab perk more. It's... I get why some people like it, but everything in me saying how you get a second core cooldown is just so good. You know. People will agree and disagree. People really didn't like the perks that I suggested for Sojourn in the beginning. Everyone was saying I was crazy, and then like, what, 2 weeks later, everyone's using my perks. Because I made the argument that having stronger breakpoints was so good. People are like, no, have more bullets. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. Nice. I know. I disagree with pro players a lot. I disagree with pro players a lot, but I'm usually right. I'm right like 8 or 9 times out of 10. And I don't mean to sound like a cocky fuck, but I'm usually right, and I'm usually right sooner. Yeah, having the shield in just so many situations. Shield for Zarya, Hazard's really funny. Well, shield is good just for so many things. The reason that shield is good is not specifically for the matchup, it's because it extends the rest of your kit. Think about why Orisa is so hard to kill. It's her cooldowns, right? So now you have another cooldown to mix into your already crazy cooldown cycle that makes you almost impossible to kill. And now you're even harder to kill. The reason Ramatra is so good is because you can cycle all of his cooldowns with his ultimate, right? you know, having your block and your shield and your snare, and then you have your block again, and then you have your ultimate, and when your ultimate runs out, you have another block, and then you have your shield again. That's what makes it so strong. Now, Orisa is already really good at that, and now she has a shield on top of it. It's just really strong. Sigma's the same way. Like spin more against very high damage comps because shield melts really quickly. Yeah, that's fair. I think that spin has been nerfed a bit though. It's like Sig's grasp. Yeah, that's fair. Versus Sig shield. I think Javelin is a lot more aggressive, which Eek, I think you really like the aggressive playstyle, Eek. You know, you like playing Queen, you like playing Doom, you like playing Hazard, you like the more aggressive. Thanks. Good. That was good. That was very smart. I liked it. Waste no time. Okay. Really nice. Now, where are we setting up? Not here. Top right. Top. Yes. Good. Good, 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 good. Oh, I'm proud of you right now. I'm so proud of you, bruh. Okay. Now, before. Yes. Okay. You're going to wall that before you drop. I love it. Okay. Here, we need one pick or we're giving space. Yeah, good. Very smart. Here we just play stable. Clean retreat, I like it. But here we need two, otherwise we just reset. We've lost that. If Hazard dies, it's winnable. Very nice. Okay, now we play for a hard touch. We go straight for Ana. Okay. Good, good. I'm loving the patience. I like the rotations out. Those are really clean. You're being slow. You're being patient. You're watching who's going on what. Really nice on defense. That's wallable behind the Hazard, so when they walk, they can't. Yeah. Again, thinking about walling after the Hazard leaves so that something can't take that space behind him and follow up. It's something similar that we talked about on Gibraltar. So you think about what comes after, right? So you did it really well 2 fights in a row where you controlled that high ground space with your wall there. You kind of dropped the ball, but I like the idea. So you can always wall main and then go after the Hazard. You can wall that high if you hear someone coming up behind him and then go for the Hazard. This idea is that Hazard goes here and there's an LOS. Either the Ana is looking to basically help the Hazard, the Genji is looking to help the Hazard, maybe the Lucio is looking to help the Hazard. I love those proactive walls because it's very similar to, you know, Eek when you play Sigma, right? And let's say you like shield a Widow, so she has to rotate. While you shield the Widow, you're dumping damage into their DPS. You see how you're in 2 places at once, you're multitasking. It's the same idea. This is why when you have tanks that have access to being like, oh, I'm over here, but I'm also over here, you start stacking value. I love seeing that. I love it. And you did it twice in a row, and that third time you didn't. But I want to say that, like, yes, when I see you doing that with your walls, where you're using it to basically stop or cuck a rotation, block LOS, block follow-up, you know, maybe you can't do it to slow down their tank, but you can do it to slow down a squishy or disrupt a squishy. Crazy value, especially when you're defending. So I love that. You did it twice. I'm going to see more of that, okay? Let's see what you got. This is really good patience. Your soldier's in a good spot. I'm not mad at it. Solid Nano. Okay. Okay, you got a little bit greedy for the kill. Right here. Right here, I love all of this because you're not playing for a kill. You are playing for value on the objective. This patience is fantastic. They're not moving cart. They cannot move the cart. If you are dead, you hold no space. If you are alive, you can hold space. How much depends on the situation, but the point is that you can. I love all of this. This just made me very, very proud. Okay. Being patience. You get the nano. The nano helps you what? Stabilize, play for space. You are still losing people, but again, you're hard to kill. You're keeping the momentum. You're draining the clock. You're holding the position. This is fantastic. If you find an opportunity to get a kill, go for it. But right now, you've entered a state of panic because you have nano, and you were going, oh, I got to use my buttons. Nano gave you health. Nano bought you time. Right? A lot of the times, if you get nanoed and you can't do anything with it, it's not a complete waste, because as a tank player, if the nano buys you time, what comes back? Your CDs. Your CDs come back, right? So if you get nanoed and you can't use it to necessarily get a kill, that's okay, right? Because if the nano buys time for your CDs to come back, which means then you can go for a play. Thank you, Anna. That's all I need. Because in order to get the kill, you need resources, and resources are not just the nano. The nano can be seen as something that buys you or gets you more resources, or lets you get your resources back. Okay. Like right here, Lucio's dead. The temptation to make the play the second get nanoes, even without cooldowns. Yeah. So right now, you have your CDs, you're about to get your leap back, everything is in beat, you're not going to kill nothing. The first thing I would do is look to see or hear if someone makes a call out of who didn't get beat. Maybe that can help you make a plan. But right now, you're still holding the position, you're still getting value, ults are still going off, they cannot move you. Here, we're panicking and we just want to use every single button. We don't need to, we're fine, we're chilling. You have to look at it as you can't do anything until the beat, or you can't kill anything until the beat passes anyway. So just chill, relax. You got your CDs back. We're fine. Maybe camp the mega. You have some options. Okay. You're good, Eek. You're good. I love seeing tank players improve because it's by far probably the most hated on role. Like, it's always the tank's fault. But, like, you guys have so much potential, and it's only you, so it can be very, very tricky at times. But I think the reason you can always tell, like, a good tank player versus a shit tank player, it's all these little things. And Eek, I've been saying is that as this stuff starts to click, it's going to make, like, such a difference, and you're going to be, like, crazy to watch. Like, crazy. Good. I like the little things where you look to see, hey, is my Ana there? Like, you're looking to see her. That's good. It may seem silly, chat, but sometimes stopping and actually looking, where's my team at? Am I good? Okay, good. Okay, good. It's little shit like that's actually very useful. People act like you have to have eyes in the back of your head to play tank. You don't. You can literally just turn around. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, here, we're just being patient. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Eek. Bro, I hope that made you smile. You are inside that guy's head. At a certain, yeah, Haktua, you know? Moonslayer, man. You're in his head, rent free. That's crazy. I was laughing my ass off. Good. I'm glad you're having fun. That was craziness. All right, let's see what you got. Beautiful. The rest of this should be cleanup. The only way you guys lose this if either you or your Brigana dies. Nice. Quick. Ult on his body, ult on his body, ult on his body. Ready? No, I wanted you to ult the Mauga. Well done. He even said I was cracked AF after the game. Well, I mean, is he lying? All right, so that was, for those of you watching, that was one of our top 500 tank players with Hazard. This might actually go on YouTube, Eek, with your consent. If you were down with it, we might put this on YouTube. I want to start putting more of the coaching VODs and stuff like that on YouTube for people to see. I think it's good. It's a learning opportunity. It's a lot of what we do here on Twitch. And we do have the second channel that's kind of up. I've kind of had to think long and hard recently, where I know that we do a lot of the more higher edited contents, but to be honest, there's a lot of other content that we do that at the moment we just don't have the budget to make like the bigger stuff. So I think if it's good content and people are able to learn from it, I think that would be good and it'll be okay. And then as we're able to pump out the more highly edited stuff, I'm sure people will be very excited to see that as well. Because at the end of the day, it's about helping the entire Overwatch community learn a lot more and just get better and better. So if you're watching this, you can post any VOD of mine. Don't worry. Appreciate you. So yeah, for the people watching on Twitch, thank you. And if you're watching this on the YouTube side, yeah, appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, and solo alt that subscribe button. But thank you very much for the VOD, Eek, and thank you for the support. Really solid Hazard play. TLDR of the VOD. Oh, TLDR. So a big part of it is your patience being rewarded heavily. And then if you're going to be playing Hazard, your wall placement, I think, is a bit rough at times, and other times it's very good. I just want you to understand why it is good. So you almost treat Hazard wall as exactly what it is. It's a wall. It's a way to mitigate damage, but it's also a way to stop LOS on a lot of the plays that you're making. It's not just a put it down and use it for damage. It's very versatile. That's number one. And number two, if you are peeling, you have two options. You either kill the source of the damage or you mitigate the source of damage. So like playing Mei, yeah, it's a wall, you know? So the three instances I can think of is your wall placement, understanding that it's used in multiple ways, not just necessarily for kills. Number two, it is when you are getting resources like a Nano or something like that, have patience, because what you're really after is a way to make a play. And if there's no play in front of you, time, that patience is what will get you your other resources back. And then number three, you're peeling. kill the source of damage or mitigate the source of damage. That's the only two options you have. Stop it by killing it or stop it by blocking it. Block or kill, block or kill, block or kill. That's the TLDR. Hey Shadow, welcome, welcome. Me? I'm very familiar. Anyway, thank you all for the VOD, and yeah. Fantastic. Let's get into some games.